Hi, it's Megan. I don't know if you saw, but I had an on again, off again. Should I get the Makeup Forever 30 years, 30 colors, 30 artists, 26 eyeshadow set, and 4 blushes. And I had ordered it and then I canceled it. And as soon as I canceled it, Sephora sent me a discount code. So I ended up ordering it again and I got it. And it is unbelievably beautiful. So there's been all kinds of curiosity and excitement and reviews and everything about the new Makeup Forever Artist Shadows, which are $21 each. They're 0.07 ounces and they have 210 shades. And I have 5 or 6 shades on my eyes right now. And so I did get it. It comes in a pretty box like this. And then it comes in a leather case. And I have to say, I have a lot of makeup. This is one of the most beautiful makeup products I've ever seen. The shadows are consistently beautiful. They're creamy, pigmented. They almost have like a cream-ish texture even though they're powders. They apply beautifully, evenly, and I have outdoor swatches while I'm doing kind of my basic overview. I'm going to show the outdoor swatches so you don't have to see me talking the entire time. And I like doing them outdoors just because I think the colors look a little different outside than they look under artificial light. And in every single swatch, except for maybe 1 or 2, I did one swipe with my finger in the shadow and I did one sweep in my arm, and they are so rich and pigmented. These are the type of shadows that A, apply wonderfully, B, blend wonderfully, C, they last about 9 hours without a primer, and also I don't need a primer. I'd kind of given up on shadows that didn't need a primer, and then all of a sudden this year I've found all these shadows that I can actually wear without a primer. These definitely fall into that category. The other thing about these that are great is the consistency. I thought a few of the mattes didn't really live up to the others, but like 1 or 2. And then some of them are also super shimmery, so overall the palette leans shimmery. And if you don't like shimmer, you may want to stay away from the palette. But the colors were all amazing. And even the one, there's really one that I thought wasn't quite up to par with the others. It's kind of a soft brown, and those, you know, those always apply like that. The whole point is that they're supposed to look natural. They're not supposed to be like really dark and heavy. So overall, I was thrilled. So for this video, I'm going to do a super long video, which I hate to do. This type of video is really hard and it's long, so it can get boring if you're not interested. But I'm going to go through the whole palette. Then I'm going to go by shade, and then I'll do separate YouTube reviews for, there are 3 levels. There's the smoky, there's the natural, and there is the, I don't forget what they call it, but it's basically the artistic, which are the more colorful, bright shades. So you get a little card like this, and I'm going to go through each and every shade, which will take a little while, so if you're curious, watch it. If not, I will just say this set is really among the most beautiful things I've seen in the makeup world, and the artist shadows really are among the best I've seen. And yes, it will impact my holiday shopping, but I don't care. I'm glad to have this. This is a little booklet that comes with it, and each shadow, there's the color of, these are the dark ones, I should do bright ones. There's the color of the shadow, there's the makeup artist, there's a tip from them, and then there's also why they picked this particular shade. So this is the new formula. I am not a Makeup Forever expert. I've had a few of their products, but not that many. But this one really impresses me. So again, like this, you open it up. There's no mirror, which I think is fine. There's no brushes. You get the signatures of the makeup artist. And then all of these are separated with like a felt thing like this. And it is true, the last palette on the bottom is not removable like the other 2, which is a shame. That was kind of a bad decision. Other than that, the palette's perfect. But you can remove each of these. There's that little hole, and so you can pop those out. So let's get to the shade. So first I'm doing the smokies, and on my eyes I have done colors from every one of the 3, and I will tell you when I do the colors what I did with them. There's like 1,000,001 different things here to do, and I did one of the ones that they call a blush as a blush, and I probably will blend it a little bit more off once I get off camera, but I just wanted you to see the shade a little bit more vibrant because I just thought it was so amazingly beautiful. And I think I'll probably do tutorials because this is just a fun one. Okay, so the first one is the M100, and this is, it's gonna be a lot of wipes, a matte black. And it's really, really blendable, really smoky, and that's one swipe of the finger and one swipe on the wrist. So I'm just gonna go through it now. I'm not gonna keep holding it up. They're gonna do it in this order. On my eyes, I have this color, I have this brown. So the next one is a smoky charcoal as well, but with little bits of shimmer. So you can see they're both equally dark. This one, the shimmer shows up more in the light than it does inside. The next one is a really great green. So these are still the smokies. This is like a blackened olive green, and it has shimmer. It's almost like a goldish shimmer to it, but also like a black look to it. And the next one, which I have on in the outer corner of my eye, is this really, it's like a bronzy gold kind of thing. It's not really that coppery at all, but it does have that kind of bronze, black, and gold look to it. Some of these remind me of the Urban Decay, was it the black palette? Was that what it was called? The next one, did I show you my finger on that? Finger on that one. The next one is, I love this kind of color. I call it like a shark color. It's like a smoky, bluey gray. I love this for a smoky eye that is softer than the black on the eye. The black sometimes can be really harsh. What I like about these blacks is that they're super pigmented, so you can get that black if you want it, but they're super blendable, and I need to blend them out, otherwise it's too harsh on me. All right, we're gonna do the next row, and I have this brown in the corner on, because I wanted, so I've got that darkened bronzy color, and then I have an aqua blue, which will come later, and then I've got the brown lining, and just right into the tip of the corner down there. I like to continue my lines, and I like to blend, so this look that I did, it's got copper, it's got basically browns, not copper, the browns, golds, that blend into an aqua, and then this darker brown. So this darker brown is one of my favorites. This is it right here. It's just not as harsh. It's like a black and brown. It's almost black, but it definitely has kind of a warmer look to it than a black, a little bit softer. Now this is the matte that I thought is the weakest in the palette, but you see that's again one swipe, and look how beautiful that is. And this is kind of, again, a warmer, but warm to neutral brown. Really, you can do some amazing, softer, smoky eyes with these browns that aren't going to be as harsh as black. A purple. And this is just a classic, it's almost, no, I don't even think it's plum. It's really just a blackened purple. It's a beautiful liner color, really pretty. And then I also used a little bit of this one. This one's got a little bit more copper in it. I just used a touch of that, just to darken the very outer corners. So I went progressively from a light gold and medium gold, the two right here, the more coppery one on the out. So I'm just kind of blending. With shadows like this that have kind of these gradations in shade and texture and kind of feel to them, it's really pretty on me, I think, to gradiate the shades across the eye. Just looks fun, just fun. And since I was trying to get as many colors into the video as possible, this is another brown. This is the last one. And this one definitely is a red end. There you can see kind of a bronze coppery, kind of a, I keep mixing my bronze and my copper. You can see kind of a coppery look to it. And these are mostly shimmer. So of these, there were two that were mattes, the rest were shimmers. And they are mattes. Satin mattes or mattes. They're mattes. Okay, that was row number one. Again, that's it. I want to move this forward. And I'll put the swatches on my blog as well. So if people want to actually just look at them for longer, they can. The next one, again, it comes in this great little sleeve. This is going to be such a long video. And I can't open it. And so here we have the naturals. So again, I'm going to do the top row, then the bottom row. And some of these lighter ones are super light. I like that because I use them to blend out. Again, I don't like seeing lines in my shadows going from one color to the next, just a personal preference. And so when you have the softer shadows, you can really do a great job in blending. This is the first one. And, I should have been naming all the colors as I was doing it. I just realized that. So I guess what I'll do is I'm going to go through this video and painstakingly put in the colors for each of them, the shades, earlier, and now I'll just start doing it so I don't have to do that for all of them. So this is 1550, and this is like, I would call this like a milky coffee cappuccino. It's got a shimmer to it. The next one is M548. And this is, again, it's kind of a similar shade, but it's more matte satin. And again, it's kind of a fawn color. It's a little bit, I guess it's a little bit more brown than the last one. The next one is M536. Ooh, I just got that one wet. Oops. And this is one of the ones that really, there are two that didn't show up so much. This is one of these light fawn. Again, it's a little bit warmer, barely shows up, more of a matte texture. The next one is a matte. This one's not going to show up in the swatch. I put this one here. It's a warmer neutral. It's almost like a yellowy gold, no, yellowy peach undertone to it. It's not going to show up much on my wrist, but I love colors like this to kind of blend the edges. When you have a color like a blue or something, you don't want a really harsh blue edge. This is really, I love this kind of stuff. It's a matte. The next one is also not going to show up that well. Oh, maybe. It's a glittery silver. And I've been eyeing shades like this for the whole summer and haven't gotten one. So I was super thrilled. So that was, the last one was M122, and that bone peachy one right before it was M532, and that fawn matte was M535. This is going to be a pain. Okay, the lower corner, this is M636. And that's a darker version. Again, a warmer brown. These types of brown actually work really well, I think, on warmer skin tones. And they're not so warm that a cooler skin tone can't wear them, but you can see it's got almost like a, not red undertone, almost an orange to it. That was M636. Now I662 is a really rich gold. Look at that, just really pigmented, really rich, really vibrant. It's not one of those wimpy golds. I didn't use it. It was a little bit warmer than I wanted. The next one is, so that last gold is I662. The next one is D640. And this I did use. This does have kind of a burnt bronze element to it. It's a little bit lighter and less blackened than the last one. And again, this is one of the ones I used gradiating on my eye. It's kind of the second shade. And that was D640. Next comes ME512, and I used a lot of this one. This is a really pretty lighter gold. Very bright, light gold. It's a little cooler toned, and I use this in the inner corner. I kind of need to blend right there a little bit better. I used it in the inner corner of my eye. I also blended it with the aqua a little bit because I don't, again, like the harsh lines, so I like to blend the lighter one in with whatever color's on my lower lash line, and then I'd put it in the original inner corner here. The last one is one of my favorite shades. It's D868. And that's what it looks like. But it's an amazing, outside it looks super pink. And it kind of either varies from looking super white pink. It's right there. Super white to super pink. Love that one. That was D868. Now the last row, so I'm going to show this again. These are them. And I will do, like I said, an individual video discussing each of these in more detail, but at least you can see the shadows that are in this particular collection. Okay, the artistic one. Now here I have to hold up the whole palette because, like I said, it doesn't come out. That's it. So the first one is ME400. I will definitely do a look with this one. So when we think about the Urban Decay Electric palette, people complain they didn't have a yellow. That is a true, vibrant, I don't know, sunflower is the word, lemon, yellow. And again, so the last palette was also mostly shimmers that had 1, 2, 3, 4 that were not shimmers, that were either matte or satin mattes. And this one is, I think, all shimmers. There might be one that's not, but I think they all. If it doesn't have shimmer, it's so close. The next one I used as a blush. It's a really great peach. It looks a lot pinker, like a dark corally peach. It looks a lot pinker, I think, outside the palette than in the palette. It's right there. And that is I746. It's one of the blush shades. I use the ones that are marked as blush shades as eyeshadows. To each their own. I don't have super sensitive eyes. I have not had problems, but in the United States there are certain dyes that are not supposed to be used around the eye area, and that's what's happened with some of these shadows. But it's kind of a judgment call. This is a very pretty pink, and I've seen this as a blush online, and on myself. I really like it. Had I not had kind of warmer undertones to my skin, I would have done the pink and then a pinker lip, like a pink neutral lip, instead of doing the more orange based. But this orange is on the cheek. That was I-746, and this pink is S-852. And this one I think might be a matte or a matte satin. It doesn't have shimmer in it. The rest of them on this row have at least a little shimmer to them. Some more so than another. The peach that I have as a blush has just enough sheen to it that it gives you a glow as opposed to being really shimmery. And the next one too. This is a more orange one right here. So you can see this one's more peach, this is more orange. And this one is S742. It's the same thing. These are not as shimmery as most of the others. These have a slight little sheen to them, which makes me think that it's a satin. This one and the pink one, but there's definitely a little glow to them. And we're getting to I-922, and this is one I almost did for this look. It was either going to be the aqua or the purple. And this one does take, this again is more the satin, less shimmer, but again you get a little sheen to it. It's a really pretty purple. And I would do this look with this purple as well. So let's take these off. The next row we have D206, and I'm getting all like coated here. I don't want to mix up the colors. Really pretty sky blue. It's got like a white silver sheen to it. Really pretty. This, I love a color like this just softly dotted on my lid. It's a little too bright to build up on me. I also love it as an under eyeliner. Really, really pretty color. When I do an under eyeliner a lot of time with these brights, I don't actually use a liner brush. I use either one of these little smoky eye brushes. If you can see, it's got blue on it. I'll wash it after the video. Or I'll sometimes even use, this is a hard brush. So when you use a harder brush, you get more of the eyeshadow deposited when you use a small, softer one. I'll actually line with this because I want to blur it. So when I did this line with the brown up top, I actually softened it with a brush like this. The next one, I-340. This is one I think most people, or if anyone's going to get intimidated by any color in here, I think this is the most intimidating color. This is one of those chartreuse kind of colors. It's like a yellowy green. I love this mixed in with brown or gray or even black on the under eye. So you do like a very light lining with one of those darker colors, and then you fan this out on it. Super pretty. Or you can put it on the inner eye. Let me show you with a brush. Take a little, one of these smoky eye brushes and just dot it, lining just that inner bit of the eye. It totally opens up your eye. The next one I need a bigger swatch. This right here is another one of these super shimmery, kind of an aqua blue. And the one I ended up using, so that was, the green was I-340. The lighter aqua, I have a darker one that's more blue. This one's more green, is ME304. The next one is ME230. And this is the one I used a lot of. And so you can see how they gradiate with the light. And this actually would be really pretty if you want a lot of blue on your eyes, mixing the three. So I did that as an under eye liner, and then I put it in the crease. And then I blended a lot because I didn't want to see the blue lines. I'm actually still going out to do some work stuff later today, and so I didn't want to go in looking really crazy. And the last one is I-220, and this one is just a darker, more navy. But again, these are all kind of gradations in the same family, much as they get progressively less green and progressively darker. Although the first one doesn't have a lot of green. It goes green and less green. So that's it. I am going to end it now because this is probably not the most exciting video, but at least you get to see the different colors. It's going to be too long, and like I said, I will do a separate video for each of the trays and then maybe some look videos as well, because this is a really great set. Of all the things I've got, this is one of the things that's excited me the most in the makeup world, just because I love the consistency, the quality of the colors, and they're just beautiful, beautiful on. And then that's the look I did with my eye now and my cheeks, and that's it. Thanks. Please subscribe on YouTube.